What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are you all doing today? I very quickly had to pause my screen really quick because it got excited and started automatically playing, and I was like, all right, we gotta mute that. But how are you all doing? Welcome back to another segment, and thanks for hanging around for another segment of Adobe Live. I'm your host, Brandon Groce, and we are going to be doing yet another XD Daily Creative Challenge, the last one for the live portion, but we will have continual progress. I think these actually repeat, so you guys will be able to join along if you haven't been able to watch each and every single challenge that we've had in the last 2 weeks. So, with that said, I want to say hi to you guys in the chat. We have Lauren, we have Anna, Yuya, Wade. What is going down? What is happening? Annika, how are you doing? Stroofy, James, and so many more. Glad to have you guys here. So with that said, since today is the last piece, we're going to make sure we get everything done in the time limit that we have. So with that being said, do not forget to smash the like button. And if you are on YouTube, please come on over to the Behance family. Wade has dropped a link for you guys to come and follow or join us on Behance. If you guys have any questions or anything, that is where the conversation is happening. And that's where I can answer and conversate with you all. All right, with that said, let's dive into my screen share. I was a little worried. I turned like, I'm not sure if you guys can hear the music or anything. Actually, here we go. We're good. I had some Chris Brown playing in the back and I had to turn it off very quickly before I came on to, to Adobe Live. I was trying to get the hype up. But that aside, let's talk about the challenges. So as I said, these will be repeats today, or the challenges have gone so far from January 31st. We're going all the way to February 25th. If you want to join our Discord, which I highly recommend because these daily creative challenges are all about building your skill, learning, and joining a group of like-minded individuals to build your skills each and every day. And most importantly, get mentored by some of our amazing creatives in our chat as well, in our Discord. So with that said, I will show you guys what the Discord looks like just in case if you're new a little bit later. But today we are on day 10. We're going to do an e-commerce app and design a mobile e-commerce app, including profiles and product screens, and we are going to utilize repeat grid. So very simple stuff today. So with that said, let us hop in. And I peeked at, let me find my, I was like, let me find the correct file. But when you guys open up your starter file, which you can find either at the site that we were just at, behance.net/challenge/XD. This link is down in the description, whether you're watching on YouTube or Behance, as well as, and you download them by clicking on the Get Started button on the corresponding block. So today we would be doing e-commerce app. You would just click Get Started. It would then download your starter file, or you can just click, I think, the first link in the description, which will automatically download your starter file. All right. So once you have your starter file, you have a blank slate as well as some assets that I have given you. And with that, let's begin. It's going to be pretty easy. So today's design is inspired by Sam Fortune. You guys can find them on, I was about to say on Behance. I'm sure you can find them on Behance, but this particular project I found on Dribbble. And we are going to do these 3 pieces here. So with that said, let us begin. I also gave you guys photos and references and who I got our photos from. All right, so with that said, let us begin. We're going to start with our homepage, and for reference, I'm just going to drag this up here just to give me a little bit of reference, like right in front of me, you know what I'm saying? All right, first things first, we are going to we're going to select our first artboard, we're going to press I, and we're going to steal that yellow color from the splash page. From there, I gave you guys the logo, so I'm just going to go over into this assets box. I'm going to copy, paste, and oh, look at that, we're almost 1/3 down. Look at this. This is beautiful. All right. On a serious note, next I'm just going to, I can either press A on my keyboard and pull another artboard out. And for this, I gave you guys pretty much the top portion as well, basically all the assets. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna take this top portion here. I'm gonna copy, paste, and obviously what we need to do is select our artboard and steal the background color here. So you all are able to, here's the thing. The last 2 weeks I've been giving you guys so many assets, literally like the finished projects, that I've been really, I'm trying to find the word here, not fascinated, but very impressed at how far you guys have been taking the projects. And I think I'm going to continue to do that, because once I've given you everything, really you guys can put stuff together very quickly, and you can manipulate it or even change the project up in various ways. And I really like seeing how you guys think, or take the project. I like to see how you guys, or where you guys take the project without, with what I give you. All right. So I've separated these two. I have the person's name, a little bit of their, I guess, bio. I have their profile picture, and I have basically their favorites, their purchases, their likes, and I'm trying to just find an arrangement that works here for me. I think we might just play that. All right, from here, I'm going to now grab this first section, our favorites and our one item here piece. So this is kind of what is going to be like our template. All right, so I'm going to paste this in. This is our first section here for our e-commerce piece. And the first thing we are going to, where we're going to start working with repeat grid, is this here. So I'm going to press Control R or Command R. Command R if you're on Mac, and I'm just going to pull out about, we'll just do 3 of these, just like this. And I'm going to grab our See All Favorites, CTA. I'm going to pull this down in here. And by the way, I know these segments are only 30 minutes, which is why they go really fast, but that is why you're able to rewind them, come back on your own time, and see how these things are made. But if you guys have any questions, what's going on, Megan? If you guys have any questions on how I built a particular thing, please let me know in the chat, and I will go over how it was made. So I'm going to try to find a little bit more space for these. And of course, I'm going to pull out our navigation here. I'm going to just drop this right at the bottom here. Make us a little bit more space. Just making sure I have everything selected. I might pull this up just a little bit. You know how it is that as us designers, we adjust things pixel to pixel. We're like, nope. So just trying to find a good spot for everything. I think I might do it about here, and then this stuff, we'll just play it around right there. All right, and I do believe there is a sort of a menu. So the ability for, I wrote this name, but I don't know how to pronounce it, guys. Don't kill me. so Miss Watson, all right? We are going to, I don't know where I got that name from, guys. I must have just slapped my keyboard and was like, it's done. The name is. So I'm going to kind of create a little bit of a menu here where Miss Watson can update her bio if she so chooses. So basically what I did here is I pressed the E on my keyboard for my ellipse tool. I drew a circle, and I've used my repeat grid to create 3 more little dots and just ungroup them because I don't want the repeat grid anymore, and I just created another group myself here. Just like this. And what I'm going to do is, honestly, it's totally up to you whether you want to keep things grouped or not, but I'm going to leave these buttons right about, let's see, I'm going to ungroup this. I'm going to try to bring this about like kind of in the middle of this, so it's kind of associated. Hey, there's a button here associated with the bio and this information. So I think that's pretty good. Okay. Next thing we want to do is we're gonna get to this page, and I'm gonna just do a quick time check. We got about 10 minutes left, and that's good, which means we probably might have some time for a little bit of some sophistication we can do with our prototype here. So what we're going to do next is, I still feel like this should be up just a little bit. We are going to, what should we do? We'll play it like this. So I'm going to duplicate this page for right now. And what I'm going to do here is I am going to trying to think about the animation as well. I think I might just select all of this. I'm just going to turn it off for right now. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, I'm going to copy this asset here where it's our headphones and our square. And I'm going to paste it just like this. I'm going to pull out the size that I want. I'm going to undo the radius, turn off the border. Okay. Now we have some buttons. We have our back, we have our heart, and we have our bookmark. So we can add those for sure. I do want to just make sure we have everything else in here that's pretty simple. So we have the item name, the ratings, and the cost. We definitely want those in here, so I'm just going to paste that in. The next thing we want to do is, let's make these. We're going to make very simple, somewhat like status icons. They're not really status, but it's just like, in this case, it's the value propositions. 12 hours of battery life, 2,000 purchases, and 2-year guarantee. So I am going to draw, first off, let's do, just gonna get a shopping cart very quick, a shopping cart icon using icons for design. Paste it in here, make sure it is a color we can see. I'm using the wrong color, using border. And the first thing I'm going to have in here is our purchases. So let me, battery life, purchases, 2,000. And I'm going to steal this text box over here. We're going to utilize it over here. And we're going to do 2,000 sold. We're also going to make sure that this text box does not need to be that big. So we're just going to use our auto width text box. We're going to select both the icon in this text box. We're going to vertically align it. And I think there's like a little bit more battery life, purchases. All right. So we're going to do this. We're going to do purchases. And we are going to, we'll do this like maybe 13. We'll do 12 pixels for right now. Align that. And then underneath, I'll have 2,000. We're going to center align this. And I'm going to use, I think a font size of 18 will be fine for now. Maybe we'll do 16. All right. I might bring this down just a little bit. I'm trying to find like a perfect match. So I'm just gonna screenshot this really quick so I can, I'm tired of like using my, there we go. And I know it's blurry, but I'm just trying to put this right next to this to see kind of what we're missing here. So this is definitely bolder. This is definitely a little bit smaller. So maybe we'll do 10. And maybe we'll take this border size down to 2 rather than 3. And last thing, we will fix our line height here. I literally just pulled it up and pulled it down. So we're gonna rock with that. Let's see, maybe we'll do 20. All right, so what I'm gonna do with this, again, another repeat grid. I'm gonna select these two. I'm gonna vertically align or center align, group them, Control R for repeat grid, 1, 2, 3. And I am going to use the space in between each icon to space it out. And honestly, let's see, I want to make sure that this is on the very edge so I can center everything here. All right, up next, we just have an overview and we're just gonna have lorem ipsum and a buy now button. So I'm gonna take our purchase now, I'm gonna pull this in here. And for our overview and other text, I'm literally just gonna take these because they're already formatted. Might as well use them elsewhere. And this will be our description. So we're gonna pull this in. I do see, I'm gonna make this a little bit wider. There are some lines that I do want to keep consistent. For example, this vertical line. So I do want to kind of pull this over to match that. And if I do that, that means I gotta do the same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna just drag out a little line here to see what we're working with. All right, I'm gonna pull this out. Just like that. I'm gonna put description here. And we have, I'm gonna pull this out and down. And I'm gonna go to my plugins, go to lorem ipsum, and I'm just gonna do a quick lorem ipsum just like that to fill in the space. And it fills up the box. All right, so with that said, we have about 3-ish minutes left. We're very quickly going to just add everything together. We do have some icons here. We might do this pretty quickly. So we're gonna do a back button. I'm gonna steal this. Paste. We're gonna type back. Get a little square here, give it some roundness, and make this text a little bit lighter, or darker rather. We might bold it, bring it down to about 12, make sure it's centered within this button. And now let's just think about it MVP style, because we are coming up on that. Ooh, wow. You guys must have froze time. I looked at the clock, it said 17. We're still at 17. We're doing good. So that means I still have some time to grab some icons for design. I'm going to grab a heart. And I think there's one other thing that we need. And I'm going to do a quick look at the chat because I know we are coming up on time. Timothy says, this is the last episode, Brandon. When are you going to be back? That is a great question. I advise everybody to send a beautiful email to our friends at Adobe Live and ask for me specifically. No, I guess that's up to you guys. I have no idea. We have to share the love on Adobe Live, ladies and gentlemen. There's tons of other people to learn from and other delicious things to do. But other than that, you guys know where to find me online, so I'm around. All right, so we have our little heart, and I think there's one more. What is that? A bookmark? We don't need a heart and a bookmark. Let's just leave that alone. What's the difference between a heart and a bookmark? All right, we're leaving it at that, ladies and gentlemen. All right, for our last minute here for our prototype, so we can actually look at work. We are just going to go to prototype. We're going to do a timed animation rather than tap. We're going to do time. Delay, we'll do 2 seconds. And we're just going to do a transition. There's no need because there's no sexy animation here. So we're going to go to our second page here. We are going to do an auto animation. When we click, and I'm going to ungroup this for a second. Because, actually I'm not. Because it's going to mess something up over here. Just pretend I'm prototyping one portion of this, okay? So when this whole portion is selected or tapped, we're gonna go to this section here. Our trigger is tap. We're gonna do a auto animation, not a transition. We're gonna do a snap and we'll do 0.6. And now very quickly here, I'm going to pull all of these items that we made, or select all of them, copy, bring them to our artboard over here, paste them, and I'm going to go to my layers. Actually, I don't have to go to my layers. I'm just going to turn the opacity of everything down, and you'll see what happens. And last thing, prototype last thing, I'm going to go to back, pull this back here. It's a tap animation. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so let's check what we got. Honestly, we could have just done our transition if you wanted to keep it simple, but you guys can do some powerful animations in Auto Animate based on the way that we set this up. And I do believe that the, oh, I didn't send you guys everything. So in my starter file, everything is built out, but this is what you guys are looking at to build. So we did that. There's our 20 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And to export this puppy is very simple. So if you want to get this out on Behance, the prototype specifically, I'm going to show you guys two things. To export your artboards, you can select them all. Go to File, Export, Selected or All Artboards. If you go to Selected, you have formats from PNG, SVG, PDF, and JPEG. You can decide what size you would like to export them and also where you would like to export them. Export them and you place them where you want on the interwebs. Now for the prototype, the actual interactive piece. If you want to share, right here we have a share tab. You can name the link of the particular prototype in your file that you want to share. You can use there's basically different options. You can select a design review. I don't recommend if you're trying to share your work, send it to development. I would recommend if you're trying to share your work for presentations, either use presentation, just use presentation or custom. You can have link access. You can decide who sees it. So anyone, only people who are invited, or anybody with a password. You can create your link. And the cool thing about this is that you can not only just send a link, you can also embed your link into things like your website. And we also have a new functionality piece where this button right here, Share in Behance, you immediately create a new Behance project, set to public, and you can share your prototype there. All right, now speaking of Behance, do make sure, so that we can see it, we can curate your beautiful work, that you are using the proper project tags to be so that we can see your work. So you either want to use XD Daily Challenge or XD Challenge or XD Creative Challenge. So with that said, you guys want to have those tags in your projects so that we can curate them and show the rest of the world your work. That being said, let's move on into Discord and see what beautifulness y'all have been up to with the rest of the time we have remaining. And if you haven't already, please slap the like button because it helps tremendously. And with that said, let's take a peek at some of these. So we got Annie. This is from yesterday's challenge, choose an album. I love that you added, ooh, okay, you added some more complexity to that. I like that. We have Lauren. Let's see what you got over here. We're just gonna launch the prototype. Oh wait, I think that was by the way, I'm pretty sure this was meant to be like your showcase piece, not the actual prototype. So I would highly recommend you export this as a photo and then have your prototype as the actual prototype. I believe that this is your prototype here. Yes. Wait, oh, ooh, you did it a little bit differently. I like that. Very cool. How do I go back? All right, boom, fashion, travel. I like that. That's really cool. I didn't even think about doing it that, like this way. And I love how the travel is separate from the actual card. I really like that nuance. That's really cool. See, this is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are always taking it a notch above what it is that I'm showing you, and I hope that me sharing all of the assets is something that you guys appreciate. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time, but I do want to say, continue to do your awesome work. We still have time for this challenge, so if you guys have only done a couple of them, definitely go back, rewatch, download the starter files, and put something awesome together and share it with our community in Discord. Make sure to share it in our feedback and challenge section. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for me, Brandon Groce, your host of XD Daily Creative Challenge, and we will meet again very soon. If you guys want more of me, you know where to find me. Just Google my name. We'll find ways to talk. So with that said, have an amazing day, and I want to thank Stroofy, Wade, Umacorn, Lauren, Chris, Chriselle, Yuya, and Laura, and so many others. Thank you for the last 2 weeks, and I can't wait to do more with you all. Have a great day, great Friday. Talk soon. Peace.